Hi everyone, welcome to week 14. Week 14 is April 15th through 19th. Looking at the calendar, let you know what's coming up. Second step of your project is due on Tuesday the 16th. And you can see from the calendar the project itself isn't due until Friday the 26th. So I gave you some time to put it all together. Some of you it won't take that long for, but that's fine. You can move ahead once you're done. So I'm going to talk, I may have talked a little bit about the setting up your banners last week, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and actually show you someone who's turned theirs in. So you're going to use banner fans again, and you're going to create a banner for the home page. And while I said here you can use the same image on for each banner and then change the text, that actually, and there's a typo, sorry, that actually would be the best thing to do. And I'm going to show you someone who has completed that because they did a really great job. So Aiden, hope you're not too embarrassed here, but Aiden submitted his 4 files. The only thing I would complain about here, Aiden, is that the coffee is hard to read here. If you had put your text over here on the left instead of over the chocolate cake, it might be a little easier to read. So this is his contact us page. He's got a menu page, but you notice it has the same image. He has a home. Best coffee and cake ground. So it's really hard to read when it's over that fork, but it's still really, he did a great job here. And then the about us. Using the same image gives you the same look and feel on each page, and that's really good web design. So going on from there, I'm going to go back. After that, then you have to decide on your layout. And I've given you 2 options here. You're going to use a table, and you either would use something that looked like this, where you put your links over here on the side, or option 2, there's actually 3 options now that I think about it, would be something that looked like this. Option 3 would be a table where your links are at the top. So just to review a little bit in Composer on how to make those tables. First thing you would do, insert your banner across the top. I'm not going to do that. The second thing, you would insert your table. And if you were doing option, the first option, you would come along here and you would need to go into the table cell properties, and you want to make sure you're on cell, and you want to set the width to, let's say, 20%. And that would bring it so that this part of your table where your links are going to be are 20%. Then what I would do is highlight these 4, and you want to merge these cells, which is join selected cells. So now what I have looks like what is here for option 1. Okay, you would have your banner above it here. Also remember that you can also go into the table cell properties, make sure you're on table, and you can make that border be 0 so that when you put it up on the web, no one sees the cell. You only see it when you're building. And every page you're going to use the same table and the same links over here on the left. Now, another option, option 2, I'm going to look at my option 2, looks a little different here, but to build option 2 you would insert a table, and this one might look something like this to start with, and you would come across the top and you would join all of those cells, and then at the bottom you would have your links. And as you type in this one, remember it's going to expand, and you would put your banner up above and center it. Now, one thing I would tell you is that as you type in these cells here, they're going to expand and contract. If I start typing here, you notice it pushes them all to the right. I can prevent that from happening by right-clicking and going to Table Cell Properties, making sure I'm on Cell, and going to Width, and making each of those 25%. Now, I'm going to have to do that in each table cell there in order to get it to set that way. Now, the other option, option 3, which I didn't actually put on your page, is very similar to the one I just showed you. It would start with something that looked like this. I would put my banner up at the top again, and I would join the bottom cells, and then I would put my links in here. And remember again to set your table cell width to 25% and to set your borders to 0 so that your users don't see them when you are online. So once you have selected your layout, then you're going to start building your site. And I've given you about a week to get this done. Now, some of you, it won't take that long. Remember that everything you make for this particular project needs to go inside. You made a new folder last week called Together. So I'm going to just go to my files real quick to review that with you. So inside of your public HTML, now you have a folder called Together. And inside of that, images. And all of your files, your index.html, your menu.html, your about.html, and your contact.html all go inside of the Together folder. Images that you use on this project go inside of the images folder that sits inside of Together. If you have questions, you can find me online Tuesdays.